So you can start writing the question. So we'll discuss the answers in detail. So first question you can write, what are enantiomers? Even though it is not a conceptual question, so let us discuss what are enantiomers. Maybe you know the spelling of the term enantiomers. So in one word, how can you define the term enantiomer? So before that, let us think about stereoisomer. What do you mean by stereoisomer? Stereoisomers are those compounds with the same molecular formula but having difference in arrangement in the three-dimensional figure. Three-dimensional arrangement may difference है, but they have same molecular formula. They are called the stereoisomers. So stereoisomers, this is the general term stereoisomer. So in order to define enantiomer, we will use the term stereoisomer. So what are enantiomers? Enantiomers are the stereoisomers which are non-superimposable mirror images to each other. So you can mention this definition. This is only one sentence definition, so you can write it down. What are enantiomers? Stereoisomers which are non-superimposable stereoisomers which are non-superimposable mirror images of each other. Non-superimposable mirror images of each other. Okay, so enantiomers are stereoisomers also. So they are non-superimposable mirror images. You know that if it is non-superimposable mirror image, then only it is optically active. So enantiomers are optically active compounds. And in relation with that, you have to remember another term, racemic mixture, racemization. So these enantiomers, suppose we can take one example. One example is known to you, glucose and fructose, they are also called enantiomers. And one example from organic chemistry, so that you can write 3-methyl-pent-1-ene. 3-methyl-pent-1-ene. So you can draw the structure so that you can make sure the compound contain an asymmetrical carbon atom. I'll repeat, 3-methyl-pent-1-ene. 3-methyl-pent-1-ene. Okay, so you can look at the structure and there you can see that third carbon atom is asymmetrical. That means third carbon atom is an asymmetric carbon atom, and because of that, this compound is optically active. So this is an example you can refer for the example of enantiomers. And related to this, one more term is coming, that is racemization. What is racemization? When we take equal quantities of enantiomers, equal quantity. Suppose 50% glucose and 50% fructose. When we mix it equally and the resulting mixture is optically inactive, the process is called racemization. So racemization is the process of conversion of optically active form into optically inactive form. Okay, and the product obtained after racemization is called the racemic mixture. Okay, so this is all about the enantiomer definition, that is very important. So this is the first term, let us discuss. Now think about some conceptual question. You can write the question, give reason. Give reason. Maybe the answer is known to you, still you can collect the questions of this type together. First question, normal butyl bromide has higher boiling point than normal butyl bromide. Normal butyl bromide has higher boiling point than tertiary butyl bromide. Tertiary butyl bromide. Okay, so the question is very direct question. It is a very direct question. So from the question you can see that one is a normal form, another is a neo form, right? Tertiary carbon is there. So first of all, you write the structure of normal butyl bromide. How to write normal butyl bromide? Put the long chain first with the 4 carbon atom. To the first carbon atom you put bromine. So and it is called the normal butyl bromide. And in fact it is a common name. It is not IUPAC name. Normal butyl bromide. Next is tertiary butyl bromide. Tertiary butyl bromide. Before that, what do you mean by tertiary? Tertiary carbon. Tertiary carbon is the carbon to which 3 other carbon atoms attached. Okay, so it is understood tertiary carbon atom. So if you wish, I'll draw the structure. It will not take much time. Tertiary butyl bromide. So this is tertiary carbon. We can put here CH3, CS3, CS3. So this is tertiary butyl group and bromine is attached to this carbon. So this is called a tertiary butyl bromide. And the normal one is C, CH2Br, CH2, CH2 and CH2. Here is a comparison between these two. One is normal one, another one is branched one. So I hope you know the answer. Anyone can say the answer. What is the answer of this question? Question is normal butyl bromide has higher boiling point than tertiary. This is a common question. Okay. So similar questions may come for the examination. So you have to understand the concept. That's all. Okay. So first answer is, first value point is normal butyl bromide is a straight chain alkyl halide with a large surface area, and tertiary butyl bromide is a branched alkyl halide with a less surface area. And you know that what is the relation between van der Waals forces and surface area? Larger the surface area, larger will be the van der Waals forces and higher will be the boiling point. So these are the points. Okay, I will repeat if you wish, I will repeat. First of all, you have to write which are the type of compound given. Normal butyl bromide is a straight chain alkyl halide and tertiary butyl bromide is a side chain alkyl halide. Okay, first sentence. Next one, first compound has a larger surface area. Larger the magnitude, larger the magnitude of surface area, larger will be the van der Waals forces. That's important. As van der Waals forces more, boiling point will be also more. So these are the points related to this question. Is it clear to you, everyone? Clear to everyone? So you can write in chat box why. If you wish, I'll repeat the answer. Then I'll repeat. Okay, good. Okay, similar questions you have to answer. Okay. Next question. Racemic mixture is optically inactive. Why? Racemic mixture is optically inactive. Why? Racemic mixture is optically inactive. Why? Okay. I'll discuss the answer. What do you, first of all, what do you mean by a racemic mixture? Racemic mixture is a mixture which contains two enantiomers in equal proportion. Two enantiomer means optically active forms. That is D form and L form in equal proportion. So optical rotation, one is dextrorotatory, another is levorotatory, and these optical rotations cancel each other because both are equal but opposite in direction. So they are cancelled each other, and because of that, the resulting mixture, racemic mixture, is optically inactive. Okay, I will repeat the answer. First of all, what is racemic mixture? Racemic mixture is a product obtained through racemization. Racemization is the process of mixing of enantiomers in equal proportion. When we mix enantiomers in equal proportion, which are D and L forms, their optical rotations are cancelled each other because they are equal in magnitude but opposite in direction. Therefore, the resulting product, racemic mixture, is optically inactive. So this is the second question related. This is in fact conceptual question related to the topic racemic mixture. Okay. Next question. It is also known to everyone. The presence of nitro group, the presence of, write the question, the presence of nitro group, NO2 group at ortho or para positions, increases the reactivity of, reactivities of haloarenes towards nucleophilic substitution reactions. Nucleophilic substitution reactions. Okay, so maybe the answer is known to you. Okay, what is the answer? Anyone can say what is the answer of this question?
Partial double bond character.
Deepesh.
And partial double bond character between halogen and benzene.
बेटा ये क्वेश्चन पढ़ ले पहले. Presence of nitro group at ortho and para position increases the reactivity of haloarene towards nucleophilic substitution reaction. Okay, इसका मतलब क्या है कि NO2 ग्रुप अगर ऑर्थो और पैरा पोजीशन में है तो हैलोअरेन को न्यूक्लियोफिलिक सब्स्टिट्यूशन रिएक्शन में एंटर करने के लिए रिएक्टिविटी, इसकी रिएक्टिविटी ज्यादा क्यों हो रहा है, यही क्वेश्चन. Haloarenes otherwise also undergo nucleophilic substitution reaction, but here the question is in presence of NO2 group at ortho and para position accelerate the reaction. Accelerate means increase the speed, increase the reactivity. Why? This is the question. Anyone can say? Try to say. If you are wrong, no problem. No. Okay. The answer is, first of all, NO2 group. What is the speciality of NO2 group? NO2 group, you can see that in the structure of NO2 group, you know that N double bond O is there. So whenever there is a substituent with a double bond attached to benzene ring, especially it is present at the ortho and para position, it increases the reactivity towards nucleophilic substitution reaction. The reason is it helps the stabilization of resulting anions by R and I effects, minus R and minus I. What do you mean by R effect? Anyone? R, capital letter R. What is R effect? Anyone can speak? What is R effect? We have learned so many effects in last year. What is R effect? Anne-Marie. What is R? R stands for Phanendra. Anne-Marie, say, what is R? What is R? R effect. What does R stands for?
Resonance.
Resonance effect. Good. I means what? Inductive effect. So NO2 group stabilize the anion through minus R effect and minus I effect, because NO2 group is an electron withdrawing group. So this is the answer of the question. Okay, got it? The presence of NO2 group at ortho and para position in haloarine helps in stabilization of resulting carbanion by minus R and minus I effects, and hence the reactivity of haloarine towards nucleophilic substitution reaction. Okay, so here minus R effect is also there, minus I effect is also there. And first point is NO2 group is electron withdrawing group, and mostly the substituent with the unsaturation within it. Unsaturation means with a double bond or triple bond within it are generally function as electron withdrawing group, because double bond or triple bond means electron density is increases because of that. Okay, so this is the question. It is also related to conceptual question. Now next question, we are talking of only reasoning type. Okay, next question you can write: tertiary butyl chloride reacts with tertiary butyl chloride aqueous sodium hydroxide by SN1 mechanism, while normal butyl chloride reacts by SN2 mechanism. A question है, ठीक है? How will you answer this question? This is direct question. Differences between SN1 and SN2. You know the differences. Okay. Tertiary butyl chloride. You know that where a tertiary carbon atom is present, then there is a chance of forming tertiary carbocation. Okay, which is more stable compared to primary carbocation and secondary carbocation. So when tertiary butyl chloride reacts with the aqueous sodium hydroxide, first of all, heterolytic cleavage takes place. Heterolytic cleavage means what? Cleavage of a bond which involve two different atoms. Here, which are the two different atoms? Carbon and chlorine. So heterolytic cleavage of CCl bond takes place, resulting a tertiary carbocation, and that is highly stable. But in the case of normal butyl chloride, which reacts with the NaOH, following SN2 mechanism, because in this case CCl bond, heterolytic cleavage is not taking place, because CCl bond contain very what we say that it contain very lighter groups, CCl, and there is no bulkier group is present along with that. So because of that, nucleophile can attack on the back side and substitution takes place. So that means SN1 and SN2 mechanism is directly applied in this question, directly. Because you know that SN1 reaction takes place in two different steps. First of all, cleavage of CX bond, resulting carbocation. And these carbocations are of three different types: primary, secondary, tertiary. And out of these three, which is more stable? Tertiary carbocation is more stable. Okay, so that's why the first compound undergo nucleophilic substitution reaction through SN1 mechanism. And when we come to the next one, SN2 reaction, The reaction takes place in a single step through the formation of a transition state in which the carbon atom has 5 valencies. And here directly nucleophile attack on the carbon atom. But the direction is different. Which direction? The direction which is opposite to that where a halogen atom is present. Okay, and because of that, you know that in inversion of configuration takes place. In SN1 mechanism, retention of configuration of carbon atom takes place. Okay, so because of this reason, normal butyl chloride undergo reaction through SN2 mechanism and tertiary butyl chloride undergo SN1. So here two things are there. First one is a comparison of stability of carbocation, and second one is heterolytic cleavage. First case heterolytic cleavage takes place. Second case heterolytic cleavage not takes place because it is less crowded bond. So the attack of nucleophile takes place in the back side. So this is the answer of the question. This is a very important question. See, just now only we have seen one question of similar type. So comparison of stability of 3 different type of carbocations are very important. Comparison. Okay. So, but the type of question is different. I hope it is clear to everyone. Okay. If you want to write the answer, कोई चाहते हैं जो आंसर में डिक्टेट करूं ताकि तुम लोग लिख सकते हैं? ऐसे कोई बच्चे हैं? यस लिखेंगे तभी मैं डिक्टेट करूंगी. नो. चलो. और कोई बच्चे? किसी को चाहिए? नहीं चाहिए. चलो. अच्छा, आलिमा को चाहिए. चलो, आलिमा के लिए बताती हूँ. ठीक है. आलिमा तुम लिख लो. टर्शियरी ब्यूटाइल क्लोराइड. Tertiary butyl chloride reacts with aqueous sodium hydroxide by SN1 mechanism because the heterolytic cleavage. अगर तुम्हें heterolytic word के लिए प्रॉब्लम है तो सिर्फ यही ऐसे लिख लो. The CCl bond, the cleavage of CCl bond gives a tertiary carbocation which is highly stable, while normal butyl chloride reacts through SN2 mechanism because carbon of CCl bond is less crowded मतलब उसमें जो ग्रुप अटैच्ड है वो हेवियर ग्रुप नहीं है. ठीक है. less crowded and favorable for nucleophilic attack from the backside resulting the formation of a transition state. a transition state. लिख लिया पूरी आंसर? अलीमा तुम लिख लो चैट बॉक्स में, कंप्लीट है तो लिख ही लीजिए। ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन लिख लो। देखो सिमिलर क्वेश्चन बताती हूँ मैं। ethyl iodide undergoes SN2 reaction. Ethyl iodide undergoes SN2 reaction faster than ethyl bromide. Ethyl iodide undergoes SN2 reaction faster than ethyl bromide. ये आंसर सिंपल है, तो कोई बता सकते हो इसका आंसर? Anyone? Ethyl iodide undergoes SN2 reaction faster compared to ethyl bromide. क्या डिफरेंस है इसमें?
बॉन्ड लेंथ।
Iodide is more.
हाँ, बॉन्ड लेंथ, वेरी गुड। बॉन्ड लेंथ, क्यों बॉन्ड लेंथ? उसके बॉन्ड लेंथ किससे रिलेटेड है अंजलि?
मैम आयोडीन का ज्यादा
लार्जर साइज है, गुड। Iodine is larger size compared to bromine. You know that. Because of that, the bond length is more in ethyl iodide compared to ethyl bromide. Bond length is more. Bond length more means bond dissociation enthalpy is less. Energy required to break the bond is less. Bond तोड़ने के लिए energy कम है. And because of that, ethyl iodide undergoes SN2 reaction faster than bromine. Okay, very good अंजलि, keep it up. कम से कम पूरी आंसर कुछ तो बता दिया, वेरी गुड। सो कनेक्टेड पॉइंट दो आपको लिखना पड़ेगा, एक एक साइज को बता दो, फिर बॉन्ड लेंथ बताओ, तो देन क्लीवेज विल बी इजी। ये बताओ, ठीक है। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन लिख लो। 2-butanol is optically inactive. Why? 2-butanol is प्लस एंड माइनस, ऐसे लिख लेना। मैं लिख लेती हूँ बोर्ड में। देखो इस तरह से लिखना, प्लस एंड माइनस। 2-butanol is optically inactive. Why? Is optically inactive. Why? बताओ। प्लस एंड माइनस 2-butanol is optically inactive. क्या रीजन हो सकते हैं? अभी अभी हमने बता दिया था ऑप्टिकल एक्टिविटी। ये पर्टिकुलर एरिया तुम्हें ज्यादा थोड़ा देखना पड़ेगा ताकि इसके रिलेटेड क्वेश्चन कर सकते हो। बिकॉज इट इज ए रेसमिक मिक्सचर। वेरी गुड पूनम। बिकॉज द रीजन इज इट इज ए रेसमिक मिक्सचर। प्लस एंड माइनस indicate that D and L form. Okay, two enantiomers which are present in equal proportion, resulting a racemic mixture which is optically inactive. Simple answer. ठीक है, इट इज ए racemic mixture. प्लस एंड माइनस सिग्निफाई कर रहे हैं वो racemic mixture है। ठीक है, ये आंसर इजी था। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, ये भी सिंपल है, देख लो। CX bond length in CX, X means halogen. CX bond length in halobenzene. Halobenzene general लिखते हो। Halobenzene means benzene ring with the halogen atom. अगर हमने फॉर्मूला लिखेगा तो C6H5X, स्ट्रक्चर लिखेगा तो बेंजीन रिंग बना लेना, ऊपर एक X बना लो। ठीक है, CX bond length in halobenzene is smaller than CX bond length in halomethane. Why?
मैम मैम क्योंकि हेलोबेंजीन में जो हाइब्रिडाइजेशन है C का वो sp2 है और उस वाले में sp3 है, तो हेलोबेंजीन S कैरेक्टर वो 33% हो जाएगा।
हाँ,
और दूसरे वाले में 25% है।
हाँ, तो एस कैरेक्टर ज्यादा होने का मतलब क्या है कि इलेक्ट्रॉन पेयर को टाइट रखेंगी, ठीक है।
हाँ ये उसमें बॉन्ड
हाँ,
लेंथ भी
इसे हाँ बॉन्ड लेंथ कम होगा। वेरी गुड आस्था, वेरी गुड, कीप इट अप, ठीक है। मतलब तुम लोगों को ये आंसर आ गए, वेरी गुड। ओके, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन लिख लो। ये भी सिंपल क्वेश्चन था, ये भी डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन की रिलेटेड। ये नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन लिखना। क्लोरो इथेन इज इनसोल्युबल इन वाटर, व्हाई? वेरी सिंपल क्वेश्चन। क्लोरो इथेन इज इनसोल्युबल इन वाटर, क्यों इनसोल्युबल है? एनीवन? व्हाई क्लोरो इथेन इज इनसोल्युबल इन वाटर? अगर कोई भी कंपाउंड वाटर सोल्यूबल है, इसका मतलब क्या है? सपोज एनी कंपाउंड इज soluble in water, what does it mean? It has a meaning. What does it mean? Any compound. हाँ,
हाइड्रोजन बॉन्डिंग।
ओके, वेरी गुड। हाँ, वेरी गुड पूनम, तुम्हारा आंसर सही है, आज तक आंसर भी सही है। तो कोई भी कंपाउंड वाटर सोल्यूबल का मतलब है कि दैट कंपाउंड इज केपेबल ऑफ मेकिंग हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड विथ वाटर। अगर कोई कंपाउंड वाटर इनसोल्युबल है, इसका मतलब है कि इट इज नॉट केपेबल ऑफ मेकिंग हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड विथ वाटर। देखो यहाँ पे वही आंसर है, सिंपल आंसर, ठीक है, समझ गए? ये मैं जनरलाइजेशन करके आपको बता दिया। कोई कंपाउंड वाटर सोल्युबल मतलब इट इज केपेबल ऑफ मेकिंग हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड विथ वाटर, वो लिखना। हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड के साथ आप फिलिंग द ब्लैंक्स कर देना पूरा। इट केपेबल ऑफ मेकिंग हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड विथ वाटर एंड इनसोल्युबल इन वाटर मींस इट इज नॉट केपेबल ऑफ मेकिंग हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड विथ वाटर। वेरी गुड। अब नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन लिख लो, ये भी सिंपल क्वेश्चन है। Thionyl chloride is preferred. Thionyl chloride is preferred for making alkyl chlorides from alcohols. Alkyl chlorides from alcohols. ये भी सिंपल क्वेश्चन है, किसी को याद है? थायोनाइल क्लोराइड क्यों प्रिफर करते हैं? द मोस्ट most useful chlorinating agent which is used for the preparation of halo, that means chloroalkane from alcohol. We get pure form. और सोचो, प्योर फॉर्म नहीं है पूनम, और सोचना। चलो मैं ही बता देती हूँ आंसर। इसकी आंसर क्या है बता दूं? थायोनाइल क्लोराइड SO2Cl, यही है ना थायोनाइल क्लोराइड। आप पूनम कहना चाहते हो कुछ?
मैम उसमें जो SO2 और HCl जो बनता है वो गैस के फॉर्म में चला जाता है, तो मैम वो
हाँ,
प्योर एल्काइल हैलाइड ही बचता है
तो
ना।
आपको प्योर नहीं, वो प्योर की नहीं है, प्योर का नहीं है। आपको यही
अच्छा,
लिखना है, द बाई प्रोडक्ट फॉर्म्ड ड्यूरिंग द रिएक्शन इज इन द गैसियस फॉर्म, सो द रिकवरी ऑफ मेजर प्रोडक्ट इज इजी, दैट्स व्हाई इट इज यूज्ड फॉर मेकिंग। प्योर फॉर्म में नहीं है, रिकवरी आसान, क्योंकि वो गैस बाई प्रोडक्ट फॉर्म होता है, वो रिएक्शन मीडियम से बाहर जल्दी अपन आउट कर सकते हैं, तो वी विल गेट द प्रोडक्ट टू मैक्सिमम एक्सटेंट, ठीक है, यही आंसर है।
यस
अगर किसी को लिखना है तो लिख सकते हैं, द बाय प्रोडक्ट फॉर्म्ड ड्यूरिंग द रिएक्शन इज इन द गैसियस फॉर्म, और स्पेसिफाई करो SO2 and HCl both are in the gaseous form, so the removal of byproduct is an easy task, that's why thionyl chloride is used for the chlorination of alcohol. Okay, मेरी ख्याल से सबको आगे होगा आंसर। देन नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन लिख लेना। एक कन्वर्शन बता दूं, देख लो आसान है। कौन सा क्लोराइड है? कोई सा भी, कौन सा क्लोराइड? आल्किल, आल्किल क्लोराइड, आल्काइल, आस्था आल्किल क्लोराइड है, ठीक है। एक सिंपल वाला कन्वर्शन एक ट्रायल के लिए देती हूँ अभी मैं, लिख लो एक। हाउ विल यू कन्वर्ट एनिलीन टू ब्रोमोबेंजीन? हाउ विल यू कन्वर्ट? क्योंकि हर रोज हम एक कम से कम कन्वर्शन करो तो अच्छा है। conversion of aniline into bromobenzene. कोई भी कोई बच्चे को बता सकते हो अनिलीन इंटू ब्रोमोबेंजीन? कोई भी बता दो, मैं हेल्प कर सकती हूँ आगे के लिए।
मैम वो
है
मैम उससे पहले वो बनेगा बेंजीन डाइऑर्गेनियम क्लोराइड, फिर
क्लोराइड, हाँ
सैनमेयर,
हाँ
फिर सैनमेयर
हाँ।
रिएक्शन से मैम वो कर देंगे।
वेरी गुड दीपेश, कीप इट अप। सबसे पहले एनिलीन जहां दिखाई देते हैं तो आपको उसी ग्रुप को पहले डाइसोनियम सॉल्ट बनाना है। सो द प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड डाइसेटाइजेशन। डाइसेटाइजेशन के लिए रिएजेंट क्या है वो इंपॉर्टेंट, सोडियम नाइट्राइट एंड हाइड्रोक्लोरिक एसिड, एंड टेम्परेचर इज लो 273 to 278 डिग्री, 278 केल्विन। और सिंपल अगर इतने नहीं समझ में आए 0 to 5 डिग्री सेल्सियस लिख लो, ठीक है। सो डाइसेटाइजेशन के बाद हमें मिलेगा बेंजीन डाइसोनियम क्लोराइड, और बेंजीन डाइसोनियम क्लोराइड से करस्पॉन्डिंग हालो अरीन बनाने का एक ही तरीका है, सैंडमेयर रिएक्शन। और सैंडमेयर रिएक्शन की रिएजेंट है कुप्रस हालाइड इन प्रेजेंस ऑफ हाइड्रोजन हालाइड। कोई भी हमें हालो अरीन चाहिए, जैसे कि इधर चाहिए ब्रोमोबेंजीन, तो हमें कुप्रस ब्रोमाइड एंड हाइड्रोजन ब्रोमाइड यूज करना है। सपोज हमें क्लोरोबेंजीन चाहिए तो कुप्रस क्लोराइड एंड हाइड्रोजन क्लोराइड चाहिए, ठीक है। ये दो ही रिएक्शन है इसमें कन्वर्शन में, ठीक, गुड। तो मैं कल आ जाऊंगी इसी तरह से थोड़ा कंसेप्चुअल क्वेश्चन, और आज एक ही हमने कन्वर्शन बता दिया, कल में और लेके आ जाती हूँ। प्लीज तुम लोग क्लास में रेगुलर आ जाइएगा, क्योंकि नॉर्मली तुम लोग घर में बैठ के ये नहीं पढ़ेंगे, रिविजन भी हो जाएगा, तुम्हारा लर्निंग भी हो जाएगी, ठीक है। चलो, सो लेट अस सी इन द नेक्स्ट क्लास, ओके।